Hello and welcome to Behind the Lashes with me, Joanna Lee. In this series, I'm going to be speaking to lash artists from around the globe. I want to know what makes them tick and also how they're surviving C19. So welcome back to Behind the Lashes, and this afternoon I am winging my way overseas once again. I'm speaking to a new kid on the block. Her name is Dejsa Junious and her business is Addicted Lashes, and I'm very much looking forward to having a poke around. Hello Dejsa and welcome.
Hello, lady. Thank you for having me.
You are so welcome. I'm really keeping my fingers crossed for the internet connection. It's a little bit dicky this afternoon, but fingers crossed. It's cracking up a bit, but we'll see how we go.
Okay.
So this is Behind the Lashes, and I know you're familiar with the format. My listeners certainly are. This is your first interview, so this gives me a green card to get really nosy. And take you all the way back to the beginning. Before we talk about your professional life and the amazing lash artist that you are, I want to know more about Dejsa. I want to know how things were for you growing up, for instance. What was life like as a kid?
Oh my goodness. Life was a bunch of fun. So I have a really fun family. It's unique in many ways. Well, not many ways people have, but my parents were teen parents.
Oh.
So they had me at 17 and 18. And it just was really interesting because my families were already friends, or my families were already close because my Aunt Joycelyn and my mom were best friends coming up. So once they got pregnant with, my dad is my Aunt Joycelyn's brother. So once we got pregnant, it just was like, oh, we're just merging families now. So everybody's been really close since then. It's been like a village. My grandparents allowed my parents to go to college, get their education. My dad went to the Air Force, did his thing, become professionals, and then get back to raising me. So they allowed them to still,
Yeah.
matriculate in the way they wanted to. And then they got back to being the best parents ever. So it's
Oh,
been very interesting. So they are not together. They're not together, but I've always been surrounded by just like loving families within their step parents. I've had great stepmoms, great stepdads. So it's super blended, and I have two brothers. I have a brother with my mom, and then I have a brother and a younger sister with my dad. So even the families, we get together and celebrate the things for the kids. So it's super blended, which is encouraging because you meet a lot of blended families where it's not people do not like each other, or
yeah.
it's always a bunch of mess, just like
Well,
all of that. But it doesn't have to be that way.
no.
It doesn't have to be that way if like the adults just remain adults
Yeah.
and the kids can flourish. It's not a big deal. So I've always been super encouraged by that, having a super blended, successful like
Mm.
family in that sense. Yeah.
Well,
So it's taking a switch.
plenty of not non-blended families don't like each other, do they? So,
Right. Right. So let's start there, right?
So you had
No, but like
a
it
very
just is.
happy upbringing.
And I'm super close with my grandparents and my grandmoms, especially. Both of my grandfathers have passed, but my grandmoms, they're my girls. So they have me. I don't have kids, but I got two grandmoms, so that is like a lot. They have me where I live, and then the other is still in Miami. So I'm always flying back and forth for their stuff or whatever they have going on
They keep you on your toes.
as I can. Uh, I'm telling you, they are. You know what's so interesting is like sometimes you wish they were kids because they can talk back. You're like, that mouth is like they talk and they need you to do stuff, but you're like, why are you talking to me like you're crazy? So it's always pretty fun. But I love them. They're
Oh,
my
so,
girls. And
so
I to be, who I am today, as far as especially as far as like work ethic, like in all the intangibles of life that you gain through experience. It's just being around old ladies. That's why I have an affinity for old. I gain a lot of old people as as my friends. They're like, how do you pick up these old people everywhere you go? And I'm like, I always put off the energy because if somebody sees either one of my grandmoms out, I hope they're treating them like this. You know what I mean? Like being
yeah.
nice to them and like, just checking in on them. Is everything okay? So
Mm.
I always put that out there because I want them to be on the receiving end of that, I think.
Do you have, going slightly up, do you attract lots of older clients, or are your clients all quite young ladies?
Well, I will say I have a more mature clientele.
Hmm.
Like um 35 to 65, 70. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
older women. Just not so much the price point weeds out a lot of younger clientele, and just the fact that you have to keep on schedule. This is not like you can't just pop in with me for 60 minutes before you need to fly out to Miami or do something real quick. So you kind of have to be able to look at your schedule, plan your time, because you may not be able to get a standing this. You might
Yeah,
have to shift. I may be unavailable
yeah, yeah.
and
So
attract clientele that is in control of their time. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And very strict on. So that's been a blessing. It took time to get there and to be able to really be able to identify that that is the type of clientele that you want. You don't know
hmm,
that in the beginning. You think you want this young, super popping clientele. And some people do. Some people have on the go action. But if you want stability,
mm,
you cater to up. But I don't all they're not most of my clients, a lot of them aren't like 55 and better, but the ones that are, they are loyal. They are coming every 3 weeks, every 2 weeks. And I I know how to keep them entertained because I know how to entertain my girls, my friends. So it's like once they come, they're coming back all the even if it's just it's more like to visit than
yeah,
anything. Like I gotta check up on my girl real quick. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And
yeah,
then in the meantime, they're getting their lashes done. But once they're there, they're stuck. Like they're not going anywhere else. And they talk about everybody else's lashes. Like so and so has those lashes. I was trying to get it to you, but I'm not even gonna send her over here to bother with you. I'm like, don't send her, man. You know she's not gonna fit our vibe. Don't. It's okay.
oh,
But
brilliant.
they're so sweet and they're so loyal. They're proud. So that's consistent. That's the
Mm,
bill money. We know how
yeah,
we say the bills. Those girls are coming back no matter what. They got me on their books. They
yeah,
keep up with their routine. Those full sets are those little bonuses here and there. But yeah, I attract more mature women for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. Well, and
I
they
like it that way too.
often they have more financial stability as well as control of their diaries.
I always say they're recession proof.
Yeah,
Like for real. Like no matter what is going on.
yeah. They'll get their
No
lashes.
matter what is going on outside. Yes, it's recession proof. So I like it.
Fabulous. So listen, what were you like as a student? Were you good at school? Was like maths and English your thing, or were you in the art studio?
Yeah, I was a good student. I'll say um by far the biggest procrastinator you've ever known. Um but I got it done. You know, I've always been able to get the assignment done. I would stress myself out and literally work until the morning of and perform at a high level every time. And so it's like being good at that is a terrible, because it's added pressure on yourself when you really don't need it. But I'm just I've always been super artistic. I've always, like, if you would leave me in my bedroom for hours, I would be bumping like whatever new CD, Lauryn Hill or whatever album I was bumping at that time. And I would literally draw for hours. Like if it were something we were watching on TV, I would the characters and the thing, like beautiful, just off of freehand, just looking at stuff, doodling all day long. I'm in my bedroom and I had art complete on every three walls. If
Wow.
my grandmother hadn't the bedroom, were now her bedroom, it still had my art up. She never took it down from fourth grade, fifth grade. She left the room. So she just transitioned the house. So she took it all down. But my house was like that for like 20 years. And my bedroom was like that for like 20 years. So I was like that. I'm a daydreamer. I get lost in my daydreams and I can kind of like artistically, like or writing poems. I used to get lost in music. I could listen to an album and like learn it like within that moment. Like I listened to it, I memorized it. I don't know, I just used to get lost in things. But I was good at really, I don't feel like I did extra to like be an all-star student, but I made B plus A averages just cruising, you know what I mean? I was social, I was the most popular in high school. I won homecoming. You know what I mean? I was just always a social kid. And as cool as that
It
was,
just
it
cut out.
just,
Sorry, DJ, it just cut out there. But I think you said you were homecoming queen, right? Did you say that?
yeah, I
Yeah.
won, yeah, I won homecomings, like, just as cool as that was, it was just also still like not important. You know what I mean? I've always felt the sense of like, oh, that's cool. It's cool to be admired or it's cool to feel popular in that sense, but it doesn't really matter because I'm cool with family.
Yeah.
I'm cool to my actual like people and my friends. I'm a good person to them. They love me, they respect me. So it's always nice, but I always try to let people know like those things don't fuel me. It's cool, to be admired for certain things or be admiring great lash work, but none of that really matters. What matters are the people coming in and getting their lashes. Show me every time they come that this is important to them. They prioritize what I am able to provide. And so, and the true, I guess, gratitude comes in not necessarily from like the outside accolade. So, I don't know.
That's kind of like
It
a cherry
you get
on
what
the
I'm saying?
top.
It's like yes, it is cool, and I genuinely hate it. But it doesn't matter, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like as long as the people around me and my close people give me that energy, I'm completely cool in that. So
So
I just like to keep it grounded.
you're very driven and obviously grounded by people around you and not things and not
Yeah.
titles or accolades or prizes or whatever. Those are all lovely, but they don't drive you. Where you are at peace and at your happiest is when you have all the right energy coming in and out from
From the right
your
people.
tribe,
Yeah.
I guess.
In the experiences I'm able to have because I'm driven, because I work hard, the experiences the places I'm able to travel. the, you know, like those type of things. Those are my trophies. Like,
Yeah.
yes, I worked hard, I grinded this summer, so I'm gonna be able to take a bomb ass trip for my birthday, get out of here for 2 weeks and do some fly ass shit on some, you know what I mean, on some
Oh,
luxury. That is like, that is my trophy. I worked hard, I grinded, now I'm gonna go see the world. Boom. And I'll rest in that moment and I'll regroup in that moment so that boom. Let's take a good birthday trip too, because it always like sets me up for October, November, December, holiday months, crazy time in your shop. So I'm like, okay, I'll rest, rejuvenate, and I know the next 3 months is gonna be bananas. And then
when
I
is
take
your
another
birth?
break at the top of
When
the
is your
year
birthday? What
to
star
reward
sign?
myself.
Sorry, I'm cutting in there. What's your star sign? What's your birthday?
September 24th, I'm a Libra.
Oh, you are a Libra. That's why you're so
Oh,
lovely. My daughter is a Libra, 26th of September. It's such a good sign. So,
okay, cool.
would you say that you
Uh-huh.
are
I
balanced
just
then? Well balanced?
I don't know if I'm well balanced in my like personal life, but I am well balanced in my views, if
Mm-hmm.
that makes sense. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm striving for that balance personally, but I say I just have such an objective view on things in the
Mm,
world and experience, you know what I mean?
mm.
I don't have a one-sided. I like fairness. I want to see like, okay, if she did that, why would she do that? Like, give me the background, give me some, you know, making sure that I'm always fair and in a sense of governing myself. I make a lot of decisions sometimes, and I'm pretty solid in my decision making, and I stand behind, you know, when I do get to a decision. But I'm indecisive, and I don't mind or help, like am I tripping, or an outside objective, or if I know that through my experiences or having if something is thrown at me in a different way, like help me out, you know what I mean, like to, I don't know, like give me a different perspective. I want to hear
Mm-hmm.
things so that I'm making the most fair, you know, the
Yeah.
most fair decision, or
You're
the most
open.
fair, like give the most fair opinion on stuff. So I'm open. I'm
Mm-hmm.
open to different I'm open to information. I'm open to different perspective. And I
Mm-hmm.
love that because it really, you know, and then the more you know, you don't take things so personally. Like you have a better understanding, like, and are more like when you get certain energies from people, when you're open, get so offended. You like, you know, that has absolutely nothing to do with me. So I'm not gonna let that affect me. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna be honest with you. What makes a Libra want to, in my opinion, what makes a Libra want to achieve that balance is because the highs and the lows are so extreme and take you
Mm-hmm.
so much energy to get back to neutral. You're always working to be here. You don't want to go up, you don't want to go down. You just want to remain even killed, so you learn protective mechanisms to not take you outside of those zones, because they're extremes that nobody really wants to experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you work very hard to keep your temperament. And
Are you reserved or not?
no, I don't think I'm a reserved person.
Are
I
you
just know time
very
and place.
are you very affectionate?
Yes, yes, I'll hug anybody.
Oh,
um,
oh, well, that
I'm,
brings us neatly on to COVID. No hugging, no hugging.
right. No, been the weirdest thing ever, because you know, after every appointment, I damn near hug every client when they walk out. So right after, we were like, you know what I mean? And it's such a closer. It's to the point where they are almost waiting on me to like do whatever on my laptop and finish this so that they can hug me
Yeah,
before they walk out the door.
yeah.
So those first couple of weeks, we were looking at each other like, okay, bye.
So
Because I
weird.
am huggy.
Yeah, so weird. So let's go back then to,
Oh,
18
to
months
high school.
ago. Yeah, well, no, well, yep. Let's leave school for a minute. I want to take you back to last March and, well, not last March,
Okay.
a March prior, when the world went nuts and COVID hit and we
Crazy.
started to lock down. How was that for you?
You, you know, um, aside from the many, many people who died and, feeling terrible for like families and what they were experiencing, for me personally, it was lovely. I had an amazing time. I literally took naps in the middle of the day. I enjoyed, like, I've never had that much time to myself. I actually, that first week when they were shutting down, once my mom's school let out and she was like, they're closing down school, she was coming to visit me that week anyway, that week of March like 14th. And she was coming to visit with me anyway. So that Sunday when everything was like going down, I was kind of asking her, I'm like, you still coming? She was like, yeah. My mother came to visit and on her way up, she's like, they're really closing down school, Dejsa. I think you should not go to work. So I was like, okay, I'll
Mm.
close out the schedule for 2 weeks. So I reached out to all my clients, let them know I'll be closed. Mom came, we cleaned everything. I got everything organized, my house, everything, all the clothes, everything was perfect. My mom is the best at that, first of all. And then so we went up to my shop, we cleaned everything, we completely spick and span. I mean, it was just a wonderful time. Things that I had no time to ever do. Got it done, got rest. Went without lashes, obviously was weird, but got into my skincare. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And then so um, the state was saying that they're going to be open on April 24th, but the building where I work, they weren't requiring you to pay, or they froze like rent payment. So they weren't requiring you to start that back up until May 5th. So I just decided, okay, I'll start back on May 5th. And then the state had the guidelines that they wanted you to go by. And I put in my little 2 cents on what I was requiring for, let everybody know, open
Mm.
the schedule. They booked online and we were rocking and rolling since May 5th. So like,
Yeah, I seem
it's like still in lockdown. It is literally crazy to me because I feel like in this little bubble here in Atlanta, because Georgia, it has been so open this entire time. I legit forget that people are not freaking working right now. You know what I mean? Like,
no.
such a weird thing. Yeah.
I seem to remember that Atlanta, Georgia was one of the first states to reopen. I mean, I saw your lash pictures coming up and I was like, what? And we were like,
Right.
we didn't get up. We in the UK, lash artists weren't allowed out again until the middle of August.
Man, let me tell you, no, listen, that thing hit. They told us initially that we weren't going to reopen until, this is my theory. This is going to sound crazy. I'm going to keep it real with you. This is my theory. The governor said, the governor said that we were going to be closed until May 13th, right? That was like, the top of April. And then let me tell you, all the self-employed people that following week were able to file unemployment with the state,
Mhm.
and that fool's away. It was after all the filings for because the self-employed people were able to file unemployment after the regular employed people. So once that date hit and all of the self-employed people were able to file unemployment with the state, boom, he literally was like, we got a plan. We have to get these salons back open. We have to do this because it's a lot of self-employed people here in the state of Georgia, here in the city of Atlanta alone. So that bro is
Yeah.
like, write up a plan,
Yeah.
state board, send out the information to the salons, and he reversed that, and he was like, y'all could go back to work Friday. That meant April 24th.
Your theory is that it was economically driven. I don't think it's that crazy a theory there, Dejsa. Um, and,
Listen,
and and in
that
reality,
thing.
how has it been though?
Sorry,
It's fine. What?
it's been it's been fine.
Yes.
Listen, yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm not laughing, but in my city, sometimes I forget that people are experiencing the hardship that they are because it's lit out here. You hear me? Like, and because our city is open and other states aren't so open, they visit here. If it's like everybody, Florida, like Jacksonville, freaking Alabama, North Carolina, Tennessee, all that they flock to this city to hang out, fuck up shit, and then they go home. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because
Yes.
they've been caged up like wild animals in their state, and our city is, so they come here, and then so everybody's like, the crime in Atlanta, it's no crime here. Everybody else is coming here and messing up everything and then leaving and going back home, and then it's reported on the news. But it's crazy, girl. But it's been perfectly fine. Like I
Wow.
said, sometimes I legit forget that there are people in states and other countries still not working, still not, because we have literally, I've worked nonstop. And another thing about being in COVID, being off that amount of time, honestly, like gratefully, I was about to say blissfully, and that's an inside joke. My friends will know what I'm talking about. But
I
gratefully,
love that.
without,
Blissfully. I'm going to use that.
no, you don't. It's a bad. It's a joke.
Is it bad?
Without any hard time. Like, no.
Oh.
It's just really funny. It's just
Oh,
not supposed to be said, right?
no.
But like nonstop work, nonstop, but being off that amount of time and everything still being paid on time. Like I didn't go without. Like I was perfectly fine not being able to work in that amount of time. It just slowed me down and made me realize, like, what the heck am I doing? I have these reality checks within like business a lot of time where I'm like, I want this balance. I want to only work within these hours, and then stuff happens. Now I'm staying late, and now I'm doing all of this extra stuff that I is totally outside of my boundaries. And being off that amount of time was a reality check. Like, I'm doing too much. I
Mm.
don't need to exert this much energy in appointments anymore if it's outside of my boundaries. I need to focus this energy on, like, if I were like working at my full capacity on a day off like today, there's no way I would be talking to you. My face would be buried in my pillow. You know what I mean? Like, I just, anytime I had off, I was hibernating, like,
Mm.
to build up the energy, not just to lash, but to talk constantly and give them good energy constantly is what takes
Mm.
the energy out of a good lash writer. It's not the lashes. I could lash all day, but it's the good energy that people kind of expect from you in that 90 minutes that whatever time they have with you. But I'm only working this amount of time. I'm not gonna push myself outside of that because there are other things in life that I want
Mm.
and other things that mean success to me, other than just like I'm compensated well for my time in the lash room, but it's not everything at a certain
Mm.
point. It's like
Mm.
I gotta achieve some of these other goals, these other things outside of here, that is the time I have. So I people's experience withdrawals of not being or having access to you at times. So that can be where I'm like, look, I know you want me to come in, but I'm telling you I can't. Like, it is what it is right now.
So you, you
But
you you kind of slightly realigned your priorities. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That's so for that and that time off, I am grateful.
Mm.
Time got me together because you lose yourself in your work when you really love it too.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love lashing, but I gotta. And so that's color lashing for me.
Yeah.
It
Well,
just,
I want to
it
talk
just
to you
like
about that.
gave me, yeah,
Um, you mentioned your girls, i.e., your grandmas, and you also said
yeah.
you don't have kids. What, being really nosy, what is your personal situation? You said you were trying to get balance in your personal life. So what is your setup
So
currently?
well, yeah, 'cause I'm dating, and I have that I'm dating consistently right now. But it's kind of difficult. It's hard when you have like such a successful business
Mm.
that requires a lot out of you. And even like having somebody working with you. I do work with another artist right now, Trey Davis. She's actually there right now working. But even being on for her if she needs anything. So it's just a lot. And sometimes in the beginning, when I'm trying to date or get to know people, I can't give you 100% of my attention. Kind of like people notice that my brain is here. I'm with you a lot of time, but my brain is on a lot of other things. And sometimes people aren't patient in allowing me to slow down and set up and reprioritize things because I'm used to only worrying about myself. Like it really is that. It's not a slight against anybody, but if I'm used to only operating, like only having to really consider myself and my schedule, it takes me a little bit of time to adjust. I can't just drop because you're
No.
having a bad day today. Like,
Is
what
there,
I
I
mean?
mean, is
So
that
you know how that can be in the
yeah,
beginning.
absolutely. Is that in your future though? Is this one of your goals? What you see for yourself in your future, settling down, having kids, or is that not
Yeah,
in your zone?
I can see it in my future. Um, but I'm just living. You know what I mean? Like I feel like the more I know myself, like if it works out, it's something that I would like. You know what I mean to explore, especially if that is what the next step in my relationship is to like a family and some kids and stuff. Cool, I'll celebrate that and I'll do that with the utmost, energy and genuine respect. I won't feel like I'm missing out if I don't either. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
Because I love my life and it's very full. It's very full. So
Yeah. And do you believe in
day
the
by
power?
day.
I mean, I think that we've all had to take a big dose of learning how to do this. Do you believe in the power of now and living very much in the present?
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's like it's just it's day by day.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna stress about what I can't control so much. I
Yeah.
put good energy out. I expect, like that experienced, and I'm planning for the future, don't get me wrong, and I'm open to whatever the future has to offer me, and but I'm not going to stress over it
No.
too much, you know what I mean? Because that is stressful. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. But I'm open to whatever. Like,
Oh,
I'm not
you are
tripping.
just, you are such a breath of fresh air. Yeah.
Really? I don't know. Like it's I credit my parents for that too. I don't have those social like pressures of structures, or I don't have my mom going like, when are you gonna give me a grandkid? Or like,
Mm.
like feeling like I had to go to college, get a piece of paper and like explore that route. They allowed me to do what I wanted to do as long as
Mm.
I was, moving in upward pattern, not creating like excessive bills or like getting in trouble or anything like that. They were cool with it. They
Mm.
consider me smart and responsible. They feel like I'm trustworthy. So they gave me pretty much free reign to figure this out because I fully went to college thinking that I would be a news reporter. And then got a communications degree and just did not feel like doing all of that networking and whatever that needed. So I was chatting with my brother, and we decided that I was going to enroll in dental school. So I re-enrolled back into school, and to get an associate's in biology so that I could enroll in dental school. So at that particular time, I was waitressing part time all over the city, and I waitress part time at 255, which was a really poppin' like bar on Peter Street in Atlanta. It was so nice, had an outdoor deck. All of my friends from college, like work and fun and hanging out, and we all went to school together. So it was like a little family. But then after college, I needed more money. So I got introduced to one of the head waitresses at one of the most poppin' strip clubs in Atlanta called Onyx. And in Onyx, it was incredible. I made so much money just serving bottles, serving drinks. It was ridiculous. Known for its nightlife. So I did very well in that, met a lot of people. And one of the ladies that I was really close with, that I waitress with, she came to work one night with a beautiful set of eyelash extensions. And I was wearing cluster lashes at that time. So I had never seen extensions. So when she came, I'm like, wait a minute, what are those? Like, I need to see them up close. So I'm like all examining her lashes, called her lady, trying to get an appointment with that lady. And I had to wait almost. She didn't live in Atlanta. She lived in Dallas, and she flew to Atlanta once a month for a week.
Wow.
Wow, for me to be able to fit into that rotation. So meeting her at the last like end of my schooling, getting my lashes done with her, she's like, I think you would be very good at this. And I was like, what? I'm trying to make some real money, not some beauty industry money. But I didn't know. I wasn't aware of how lucrative the industry was. So I was like, oh, cool. So she was like, no, I really created a commission program within her salon where I learned under her, worked under her, and I think it was an A1 classic training. I'm so grateful that because there's so many people training, I am so grateful I was introduced to the business through her, because
The right way.
Lord, but the right way, because that make the important, because you could be practicing the wrong or some trash techniques and don't even know it because you fully believe in your trainer. You don't know.
No.
So I encourage anybody, plug, do your research.
Do your
But
research
yeah,
and be
so
prepared to travel if you
I
have
learned with
to.
her. Be prepared to do. Can I keep it real? I don't know why people get in the lash industry and just think that you're going to make all of this money out of this industry, all that it has to offer, six-figure life, this, that, and other. I don't know why you think you're not going to invest nothing. We know people who go to school out here and pay $60,000 for an education to be a teacher that makes $45,000 a year. But they invest in a doctor if he makes six figures. How much has he invested in his education and his continued training to be at a high level in his industry? How many engineers take recourses and retraining on the newest technology and techniques? So even if you're going to continue to spend money in reinvesting yourself in your education if you want to remain, like, charge the highest prices for your sets. If you want all of that the industry has, some money on your certifications, on your licensing, on your trainings, on your travel to get to these trainings. Why you think you're not gonna spend nothing? Like, people spend way more money to make less back. Like, I don't get it. People just want to spend $500 and get a trash starter kit and then think they finna go off and make six figures. Like, what? Where they do that at?
Yeah.
Nowhere.
So true. It's so
Nowhere.
it's so true. When
It's so interesting.
I say to my students, this really is the beginning. I'm your first port of call, but beyond here, you should be looking to take at
I'm
least
your
a
first
training a
stop.
year. I'm the first stop, exactly.
Once a year. And it is what keeps you, because it can get redundant. So it's learning a new technique and being able to see is from a different perspective and being able to create something specifically for them, it keeps you like still interested. It keeps you interested in the art. It keeps you wanting to now. I don't know. For me, I think being able to conquer something every year, like, okay, learn this mega volume technique, like being able to say like 1 year later, like, damn, I conquered this. Now, like, what's next? What's new? What can I offer? And once you're building that right type of clientele, guess what? They're going to be invested in your trainings. When I start posting that I'm going out of town for a conference or a training, you should see my DMs with my clients. They're like, ooh, what we going to get new when you get back? Like what are we trying next? I
Yeah.
can't wait to see. Because they know once I go take a training, something new is about to pop off and they want to be the first to get whatever the new thing is I'm doing. So
I love that.
you need to like I encourage everybody to like start sharing those moments. People will invest in you if they see that you invest in yourself
Yeah.
without question, because they understand, you know what? I do pay a bit more for my lashes, but I've never had an issue with irritation. My girls' lashes don't fall off. Guess what? When I go in there, the room is comfortable. It smells good. I can relax. I can listen to music if I want to in the middle of the day. I can have whatever type of experience I want in there, still get great lashes from a high level professional, and go out about the rest of my day.
Yeah.
It's an experience. Provide it, charge for it, maximum. But I don't know, back to it is just like you get out of this industry exactly what you put in.
Yeah.
So if you're willing to put in the time to practice the investment, make it back. If you
Yeah.
don't want to, if you want to put in bare minimum, you're gonna get bare minimum. You're not gonna be able to. So
Yeah. That's such good
that's
advice.
all in me.
Exactly. I would 100% echo that. Very well articulated. So, DJ, I just do want to talk to you. We're running out of time a bit, but I really want to talk to you about your color work because
Okay.
it is phenomenal.
Okay.
Talk to me about color
It's so
because
fun that you.
oh gosh, it's mesmerizing. But my clients won't try color.
You know why they won't try it? Because you don't wear it.
Well, I don't have any eyelashes.
Oh, okay. Well, so that I don't know why I've been able to sell this, right? But the best thing that I can think is just because I wear it. I show people that you can wear this and not look like a clown, because in their mind, in their like why would I be walking around with lashes like that? Because I would look like a clown. So I show them something different. And so now that they see you, like they might come in there and of course they might not get a full set of blue, but if my client comes and she's open to it and she has the type of career or the type, does the type of work wants, she's open to it now. It's like, oh, I see that. Can you add some purple here on a streak outward? I'm like, sure. You know what I mean? Like, I'll do whatever you want. Or I have a client, Malika, she changes her hair color every 2, 3 weeks, or she might change her hair color every month. So it might be two fills that I see her. She might be pink. Last week I saw her, she was purple. You get what I'm saying? So it's just showing them that you have options here.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? You can
Yeah.
get whatever you want. It still look nice, natural, neat. You just have options. So it just, but what I love about color is I love the way the sets look. Like it's nothing like that. I don't know. You just see the lashes, you see the art of it, and you can see everything a bit clearer when it's not black, and you can show it off. And also too, just lighting on black women's skin. So sometimes the black, when you're taking a picture of it, can fade out to gray or to purple if the lighting isn't like exactly right. But you don't have that issue. The contrast is so good with the color. I love to show it off that way. But I'm able to sell it because I wear it, but I do it here and there on my timeline just because it's what I like to do. You know what I mean? So if I have a client that's open to it, I'm like, can I do this on you today and get some pictures? And they're like, yeah.
Do
So
you
they'll
always
rock
wear,
it, and
do
then
you,
they'll come back and get something else.
absolutely. Do you always wear electric glue?
Yeah, that's just my color.
Yeah.
I've tried other colors before and they look nice. I color because I don't really worry about like what I have on or anything. I consider my like lashes like art. So I don't I don't worry about having to match it or
Yeah.
anything. It's just I might have on whatever. And it's just that my lashes are, it's like a separate entity on my face now.
Yeah.
But it's the best marketing. Like I get attention any and everywhere, sometimes too much. But like everywhere I am, somebody is asking about it. I'm passing out my card about it. Although my girl Ashley does my lashes, like even just showing this off face and being able to hang you like, hey, yeah, we specialize in color work. And I get people who come and request that. I have a full set of teal lashes tomorrow.
Teal.
It's just what people want, like because they see. Yeah,
Oh,
tomorrow I got
lovely.
a full set at noon, and it's teal. So
Well, make sure you post them. I'm
yeah, I'll
sure you
probably
will.
show that off pretty soon. But it's just yeah, it's just fun for me to be able to show off my skill level in certain areas, but it shows future and existing addicted clientele that you have options here. Not only do you have the option of classic high, can have either of those techniques in whatever color you want. And that's just it.
Wet look lashes are quite big here. Again, none of my clients want to try it yet. I'm going to have to get a model in to do some wet look. Is that something that you get asked for?
You know what? It's something that I probably would be able to sell, but I haven't even tried a wet lash look yet. Not even just on my own. I never have tried it yet. So it's not like something that I don't think maybe they've said that to me and I've been able to recreate it with like a hybrid set, but nobody has specifically asked me for that technique. And I haven't tried it out yet. So
But
I need to
you
try
are
it before.
open.
And I'm sure a lot of people would like it because a lot of people are trying. Yeah, people are trying to like create this wet wispiness, which
Yeah.
is super annoying. Well, it's not super annoying. I get why they want it, but I like doing perfect line.
I
And
know.
I like doing perfect line because women's lashes grow out, specifically black women's lashes grow and they grow out and take their own form and shape, right? Even if you put the set in a perfect line, 2 or 3 days later, when their lashes grow out and go in whatever form they're gonna go, whatever texture or natural texture that they're trying to create is going to happen. So if I already have you textured out, right? And then the natural process of your growth pattern goes, when you come back for a fill, what am I supposed to do with that? I only like doing that if I see you once for a full set. Like, I don't know what to remove and what not to remove because everything is so completely a mess, but clients don't get they need. I promise you, give it 2 or 3 days, you're gonna love them. But if when they want that texture, I can do it. I try to create it, but like I don't want to do a fill behind this because I don't have time to decide what to remove, what not to remove. Where does this length go? Because my mind doesn't naturally do textured steps. It does.
So what proportion? What proportion
When
of
you're
your
trained by Maven,
Yes, I flew to Copenhagen to train with Maven.
when you're trained. Yeah, but like once you're trained with her, your mind literally pretty much goes perfect line. You know what I mean? Like you're not worried about it when you're trying to achieve what your high level set in your mind looks like. It's not textured. it's perfect line. It's neat. You know what I mean?
I just find hybrid sets so confusing. I mean, I've kind of found my way of doing them, but I just find them really confusing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too much decision making. And those little amount, that time that you have, you're like, OMG. But yeah, that's good though.
Dejsa, I have got a client coming in 5 minutes, so we are out of time. I have literally loved speaking to you.
Thank you so much. I've enjoyed it too. I hope I didn't like rant and you go into those good tangents about stuff. But listen, I've had a fantastic time as well.
Oh, thank you so much. I just hope that everyone can hear us because there's a lot of internet cutting in and out. So, but fingers crossed.
I really hate that because you know what? It says all 5 of my bars are up. So I don't know what's going on.
Oh, well, listen, I know you've just, you're going back to work. You've just been isolating, haven't you? So you're going back to work tomorrow, are you?
Yep, I got 3 clients. And so I let them know what was going on. They all confirmed. So I'll be starting at 10 tomorrow.
Oh, well, I hope it goes well.
I'm excited to see them. I hope I'm not moving. Me too. I hope I'm not moving too slow because I'm out of my groove.
You won't be. You'll be fine. I look forward to seeing that teal set. And if people want to find you on Instagram, you are at Addicted Lashes.
Yes, addicted_lashes. And my website is www.addictedlashes.com if you need any training or education info.
Fabulous. And that is ADDICTIT, not addicted. It's addict it.
Yes.
Yes. Great. I'll put it in the notes anyway.
Yes.
But thank you for your time and speak to you soon.
Okay, have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye, girl.
Bye.
19.